Hello and Assalamu alaikum, my Benjamin level students. How are you? I hope you did fine. Now we are going to discuss IKSC 2017. Let's start. Question number 1. Lucy knows that some liquids do not mix. See the picture. And she poured glycerine, alcohol, oil, and water in a vessel. Starting from the bottom, what's the order of the liquids? You can see they are not mixed, they make layers. So I have written the density of glycerine, that is 1.26 gram per cubic centimeter. Density of alcohol 0.789, density of oil is 0.9, density of water is 1. Actually, we just relate the density of water with others. If the density of alcohol or glycerine or other liquids have higher or more density than the water, so they would sink, and if they have less density, so they will float. So oil and water, they are similar with, you can say, similar densities or a little bit difference, 1 and 0.9. So they are almost in same layer. So you have to start from the bottom, which one at the end of it. So you can see glycerine, the density of glycerine is 1.26. So just be tricky and find which one is where it is written glycerine as first position. So you can see option A, water, glycerine, oil and alcohol. It is wrong. B, glycerine, water, oil and alcohol. It is correct because glycerine, the density of glycerine is 1.26. It will be at the bottom. It will be at beneath of water. It doesn't float, it sinks. C, oil, glycerine, alcohol, water. No. Oil, glycerine, water, alcohol. Obviously it is incorrect. Are you and uniform mixture? Uniform mixture, no. There are layers because for uniform mixture it is important or it is necessary that all liquids mix with each other. But you can see in this picture, liquids do not mix. Okay, so you must know the densities of this, particularly the density of water, that is 1, and oil 0.9. So you can find the answer very easily. So that is B. B is correct. Now move on, question number 2. Woodpecker is an arboreal bird which consumes harmful insects, indicates its characteristics. Arboreal means they live on trees. Woodpeckers have sharp and strong beak. You can see its beak is sharp and strong for effective drilling into the trunk, because it drills in the trunk. Woodpeckers' feet are molded for climbing. They can climb by their feet. Woodpeckers have 2 toes that point forward and 2 that point back. You can see I have pasted this picture for you. You can see easily 2 are forward and 2 at the back. So read the option A. Sharp beak and toes jointed at the base by an interdigital membrane. Actually, they are not animals that live in water, so they have no interdigital membrane. You can see, so number 1 or A is incorrect. Bent beak, no, there is no bent beak. Second, B is incorrect. C, just look at C. Strong beak and 4 toes. Yes, strong beaks and 4 toes. 2 backward oriented and 2 forward. That is correct. Just read other options as well. Widened beak and toes jointed by interdigital membrane. I have told you this is arboreal bird, so they don't have interdigital membrane. They don't swim, so they don't need. E. Widened beak and four toes, two backward oriented and two forward. No, widened. This is sharp and strong beak. This is not widened. So C is suitable answer. Now question number 3. Again, this is related with density. John has an iron object which he introduces in water vessel. He notices that the object floats inside the liquid. What does John conclude? Iron density is 7.874 gram per cubic centimeter. The iron object has interior hollows, contains air, which makes the average density of the iron object less than that of water, and hence it flows on water. I have told you this thing, if the density of object is less than water, so it is able to float, otherwise it sinks. But in the question you can see John has an iron object which he introduces in the water vessel. He notices that the object floats, so it means the density of this object must be less than water. So A option is density of iron is equal to density of water. No, this is incorrect. Density of iron is less than density of water. Actually it is, but it will be in this sense. You don't know the density of iron. You know the density of iron is 7.874. So in this way this is incorrect. The density of iron is higher than density of water. C. This situation is impossible. No, situation is possible, because you have seen water ships, or they can float, they cannot sink. D. The iron object has an interior hollows. By this, the density of the iron object less than that of water. It is correct. E. The temperature of the object is lower than one of the water is low. The temperature doesn't relate with floating or sinking concept. Temperature is another property of material. It doesn't relate. So D is most suitable answer. The iron object has interior hollows. Although iron density is higher than water, but just because of this hollows, it average density is less than, and so it floats. Now question number 4. The apple tree and the fir tree are superior woody plants. They are woody plants. They both share the following features. Look at these. Some questions are very tricky, but if you have picture in front of you, so you can compare the things very easily. Just look at, they have roots deeply embedded in the ground. Actually this fir tree is not this type of roots embedded, and they have embedded roots, so this is difference. This is not similar property. B. They have fruits whose function, you can see there is no fruit in fir tree. It is incorrect. C. They have flowers that attract insects for pollination. You can see again there are no flowers. D. They have leaves that perform photosynthesis. Yes, it is correct, because both trees have leaves, and you know what's the function of leaves. I don't want to repeat the function of leaves. They have seeds. No, they are seedless plant. Got it? Answer D is correct. Now question number 5. After using the umbrella on a rainy day, we can take away water from it by shaking it. What physical property makes this possible? I have told you about inertia. Inertia is a tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. For example, if you are sitting during holidays or during online class, so you don't want to move, this is just because of inertia. You don't want to move because inertia make you in this way. So divisibility is not a property of matter, you know it. Inertia is the ability just make to do nothing or just resist the movement. See, solid object have volume, so yes, solid objects have volume, but it doesn't relate with umbrella on a rainy day or physical property. Object can interact, but physical property makes it possible. There are some drops on the umbrella, and when you shake it, so they start moving. Water evaporates. Evaporation is another property by which water can leave the surface. So there are raindrops, they are moving apart. So actually this is the property of inertia. They are sitting on the umbrella very easily, they don't want to move, but when you shake it, so you are making trouble for them, so they want to move, they have to move. So that's why when they move, so they move apart. So this property relate with inertia. Question number 5, answer B is correct. Now question number 6, that is very easy. We are riding a bus and we want to use our magnetic compass. Can we? You can see there is a compass as a tool for finding direction. A simple compass is a magnetic needle mounted on a pivot or short pin. The needle, which can spin freely, always points north. Okay. So you can see, yes, the pointer will always orient itself on the direction of north-south. Yes, it is correct. Read again other options as well. Just read. No, the orientation of the pointer is perturbed by moving bus. No, it doesn't affect on this pointer. Moving of bus doesn't affect. C. No, because the bus shell will block the magnetic field. No. Only if the bus is moving on the direction of north-south. Only if it is not raining. Raining doesn't relate the pointing of this compass. So it always, the needle which can spin freely always points north. So A is correct. Now question number 7. Look at this. Mary placed 30 sprout seeds in a jar whose top is covered. Initially the seeds weight was 45 gram. After 3 days the weight was 39 gram. Explain the result. Actually, seeds contain stored food, and this stored food can be used during germination. So read the option. The water was evaporated into environmental through perspiration. No, plants do not perspire, they respire. Or transpiration would be here. B. The organic substances from seeds were consumed in respiration. Yes, seeds contain stored food. That stored food can be converted or can be consumed in the presence of oxygen. So that produce energy. That energy can be used from seed to seedling. Look at C. The plant produced organic substance through photosynthesis. No, at the stage of seeds, plants are not able to perform photosynthesis. So C is incorrect. Seeds were waterlogged. If waterlogged is a condition in which water is very high on that surface. If water is very high, then seeds are not able to make plant. Or you can say this is they face a problem. The seeds absorb the mineral substances. No, seeds contain stored food. They don't need mineral substances. So during this stage, seed to seedling, they use stored food from the seed. So that's why when the weight was 45, after 3 days the weight was 39 g. So the organic substances from the seeds were consumed in respiration. B is correct. Now question number 4. Question number 8. 4 masses are in thermal equilibrium at a temperature T naught. By removing one, the temperature of the others. What happened? First of all, I would like to tell thermal equilibrium. It is observed that a higher temperature object which is in contact with a lower temperature object will transfer heat to the lower temperature. You know it, heat flows from higher temperature towards lower temperature. The object will approach the same temperature, and in the absence of loss to other object, they will then maintain a constant temperature. They are then said to be a thermal equilibrium. When they are thermal equilibrium, or you can say when they have constant temperature, so if you are removing one object or they are losing one object, so it doesn't make any difference for thermal equilibrium. So read the option. Increase, no matter what the removed mass is, increases, the temperature of the other increases, stay the same, becomes a half, doubles, increases only if the removed mass is bigger than the mass left. I have pasted information for you, you can read it. The object will approach the same temperature, and in the absence of loss to other object, they will then maintain a constant temperature. It means stay the same. B is correct. Now question number 9. Establish the correct connection between the plant's organ and their uses. You can see A. This is flax stem, clothing product. I have told you in previous paper that flax stem make another the cloth that is known as linen. I have told you. So A is correct, but read the other options as well. Sunflower stems, animal forage. No, sunflower stem is not animal forage. These sunflower actually is a flower, so these flowers can be animal forage, not a stem. C. Cauliflower leaves, human nutrition. Cauliflower, flower, not leaves. Cauliflower can be used for food. You can see in this diagram potato fruits. Potato are not fruits, they are underground stems and they are used for nutrition purpose. Potato fruit actually they are poisonous, so they cannot be used as a human nutrition. Cotton stems, clothing product. Cotton is very important to make clothes, but not stems. Cotton flowers are important for clothing products. So all are incorrect. Only A is correct. Okay, you have to keep this thing in your mind that you have to read the options, why it is correct and why it is not correct. Why are they wrong. So you must know the reason. You have to find the answer according to logic, according to reasons. Find the reasons to say this is correct or this is incorrect. Don't make few. Optically, the fog is. Optically means related with eyes. Translucent, a perfect reflector, totally opaque, diffuse, transparent. You know transparent, opaque and translucent object. Translucent object, fog and mist are translucent because object behind them can be seen but not clearly. It means they object can be seen in between the fog and mist, but they are not clear, as transparent things make a clear view. Perfect reflector in form of when you face a mirror, when you are in front of mirror, so it's a perfect reflector. But they are talking about fog, so fog is translucent, not transparent, not opaque, not perfect reflector. What is diffuse? What's the meaning of diffuse? Diffuse reflection is a reflection of light from a surface such that an incident ray is reflected at many angles. You can say this is the ray, reflected ray. Reflected light is so diffuse that the observer cannot view images of the surrounding. You can see this is the ray, and when it strike on this surface, so it can make it can reflect in many angles, so observer cannot see actual picture. So optically the fog is translucent. Okay, now question number 11. The tongue of some animals is attached to the front of the mouth, whereas the human tongue is attached in the back of the mouth. Which of the following animals have a tongue attached to the front of their mouth? This is fish, turtle, reptiles. They have tongue as we have, attached with back, not at front. But Frogs' tongue are attached to the front of their mouth rather than at the back, like human. When a frog catches an insect, it throws its sticky tongue out of its mouth and wrap it around its prey. So it's frog. A. Catfish. B. Lake frog. C. Turtle. D. Rattlesnake. E. Nile crocodile. So this is B. Now question number 12. Two flat mirror O1 and O2 from an angle alpha is less than 90. A light ray hits the first mirror at an incident angle I. After reflecting on both mirrors, the angle between the reflected and the incident ray is. Reflected and incident ray is. You can see I have pasted a picture for you. The law of reflection states that the angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. I is equal to R. When a ray of light approaches a smooth polished surface and a light ray bounces back, it is called reflection of light. The incident light ray which lands upon the surface is said to be reflected off the surface. The ray that bounces back is called the reflected ray. So they are asking about the angle. Actually the first angle was alpha, so it will be multiplied by 2 because there are 2 mirrors. So answer is 2 alpha. Now question number 13. Anna cultivated several plants in the garden. 30 onion plants, you can see 30 onion plants, 20 pepper plants and 40 plants of sweet potato. Indicate from how many of them Anna will consume the fruits. Actually, pepper are classified as fruit because they contain tiny seeds. These onion and potatoes are not fruits. They do not contain seed. They are stems. So indicate from how many of them Anna will consume the fruits. So only pepper. So 20 pepper plants. So obviously 20 plants will be, Anna will consume 20 fruits from 20 plants. So D is correct. Now question number 14. The trajectory of point on a bike's wheel running at a certain velocity is. Trajectory means path. When you are moving on a bike wheel or on a bike, so you can see the movement of wheel, you can visualize it. Running at a certain velocity, what's the velocity of it? A point, a circle, a line, an ellipse. It depends on the reference system. Actually it will be the circle for the observer going with constant speed. The observer that is going with constant speed, so the trajectory of bike wheel would be circle. And elliptical for an observer moving at increasing speed. And the observer who is observe the bike wheel, so increasing speed, so he can see the speed is increasing. So the trajectory of point on bike's wheel running at a certain velocity is depends on the reference system from where you are observing. Okay, if you are on the bike or you are on the road or any other point you are observing, so it depend on the reference system what is the trajectory of bike wheel. Now question number 15. Lavandula is a genus of flowering plants which are cultivated in gardens worldwide and are famous for aromatic substances they produce. Select the correct statement about this plant tissue and their role. I just want to tell about tissues of the plant. Look at this, there are different types of tissues available, and these tissues are responsible to perform the activities for plant. Three main types: dermal tissues, vascular tissues, and ground tissues. Dermal tissues cover and protect the plant. They are covering of the plant. Vascular tissue transport water, minerals, and sugars to different parts of the plant. Vascular tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. Xylem provide nutrients from roots to other parts of the body, and phloem prepare food that can be transported by phloem from leaves to other parts of the body. And ground tissues carries out different functions based on the cell type and location in the plant, and includes parenchyma. They perform photosynthesis in the leaves and storage in the roots. Collenchyma, shoots, supports in areas of active growth, and sclerenchyma, shoot supports in areas where growth has ceased. So there are different type of tissues. Actually, they are asking select the correct statement about the plant tissue and their role. They have given the tissues with their roles. Collenchyma produces nutrients. No, collenchyma support in areas of active growth. They are not producing nutrients. Dermal tissues ensures the resistance of a plant. Dermal tissues are the covering of the plant. They protect the plant. Parenchyma produce aromatic substances. Parenchyma photosynthesis. They perform photosynthesis. D. Xylem supplies nutrient. E. Sclerenchyma protect the plant. Sclerenchyma protect the plant. They support the shoot where growth has ceased or finished. So only you can see D is correct because xylem supplies nutrients. I have told you there are two types of tissues. One is related with nutrients, and these nutrients can be provided from roots to other parts of the plant, and prepared food can be transferred from leaves to other parts. So xylem and phloem, actually they just say that famous for aromatic and they are producing. So there is no aromatic substances is concerned. They just read the tissues and their functions. So all these functions are incorrect. Only this function relate with xylem. Xylem supplies nutrients from roots to other parts of the plant. So xylem is correct. And please keep this information in your mind, because maybe other questions that are related with their dermal or vascular or ground tissues. So keep this thing in your mind so you are able to solve the paper or to select the correct answer. Now question number 16. The bottle is sealed with a glass stopper which is stuck in the neck. How can we open it? Heating is a process, or you can say heating the bottle neck, so it will expand when the temperature increases. So glass stopper that is sealed, it will move very easily. Read other options as well. Cooling the bottleneck, cooling drop the temperature. Heating the glass stopper, we are removing the glass stopper. If we heat the glass stopper, so the temperature of this glass stopper would be high. Heating the glass stopper and the bottle, whole bottle is not related. It is related in this neck and glass stopper. This is the space where we have to apply heat. Electrifying the bottleneck. Electrifying is the process when you use electricity. There is no need to use electricity in this case. Heating the bottleneck, obviously heat the bottleneck, it expand. When it expands, so you can pull this glass stopper very easily, that is stuck in this neck. Okay, I would like to stop this lesson or this paper here. Next video I will start from question number 17. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.